Hello, friends. So, warm welcome to all of you to my YouTube channel. You people are checking these videos for various reasons. Some of you may be preparing for your course. Some of you may be preparing for your competitive exam. Maybe some of you are preparing for your interview. You see, I would be very happy if am given a chance to help you in your preparation for a bank interview. Okay, you can put me a message in chat box if you would like to consult me for any of your banking related preparation. You see, in this presentation, so let's come back to our discussion. In this presentation, we are going to see for something on check dishonor. Okay, so check dishonor is something very, very important. When you are dealing in check, so there is a high probability that someday you may end up with a trouble or some problem. Okay, dishonor means a rejection. A dishonor means a sort of return. And you have been given a check by a party. Let's say you are a furniture maker. Okay, you do have furniture shop. So I came to your shop, bought some furniture, and gave you a check. So now this check, what you did is like you presented this check through your bank to me. But when this check came to my branch, my bank branch, money is not there in my account. Hence, this check is getting dishonored. Okay, there may be so many reasons for this dishonor. In this presentation, we'll try to see on couple of reasons why there is a possibility of a check dishonor and what are the various legal repercussions of a dishonor. Okay, so we'll try to see all these in this particular presentation. Now you see this, there are approximately 12 points mentioned in this presentation where you will get some idea like how and why it is all possible. You see, one thing is that when you present a check for collection through your collecting banker and my bank is unable to pay it back to you, so this is what is called as a dishonor. So you'll be getting a check return memo. Okay, check return memo is a particular note why this check has been dishonored. The reason is clearly defined there in check return memo. Okay, one more thing which is important here to note is like, let's say I'm a businessman, you are one of my client who is giving me some goods. I'm giving you a self check. You see, I'm giving you a self check. So instead of your name, I'm putting self in it and I'm giving you a self check, which you are taking it to my bank branch for a withdrawal. Okay, instead of getting a like withdrawal, manager is saying you don't have money. So now in this point, because it is all manually done, you went to my branch physically and now you're trying to ask for a check return memo. My manager is not going to give you any check return memo. You know why? Because this is a self check. Self check means I myself I'm going to my account for withdrawal. Why I can be given? Why do you think I need a check return memo? If I'm having a problem in my account, I know it very well that money is not there, there is a mismatch in signature. This thing usually don't happen when I'm doing it for myself. Okay, so check return memo, if you need to get a check in your name, because when you're presenting a check through clearing also, can you present a self check in clearing? No, you have to get your name written on your check. So these are some important points which are like you should note it down. Okay, let's start with the points which may lead to a dishonor or a rejection in a check. Now, see, first point is insufficient funds. Money is not there in your account. You have issued some couple of checks, or let's say money is there but not sufficient. Let's say you have 9,500 rupee in your account and you got a check of rupee 10,500 or 1,000 rupee shortage is a shortage. Okay, even 1 rupee shortage is a shortage. So bank will not pass it at any cost, and it will be returned back with this message called as funds insufficient. Any insufficient funds, money is not there, hence we are returning it. Second reason why there can be a dishonor is mismatch of signature. The signature that you did on specimen form, which is scanned and uploaded on our software, the software which we are using, like it may be Finacle, it may be Finware, it may be iFlex, it may be FlexCube, it can be any of your software. You see, whichever software your bank is using, you see there are options for uploading the signature of your party. Okay, so you see, over a passage of time, let's say I opened my account in State Bank of India or South Indian Bank in 2003. Now you see the signature which I did in 2003. How I sometimes when I'm changing my location, I'm changing my bank accounts due to my transfer of my place of working. You see, maybe a possibility that I also change my signature somewhat. Okay, so now if I'm signing in a different manner and sending it back to my parent branch, which is South Indian Bank Chandigarh branch, you see, it will be very tough. It will be very tough for banker to pass it due to this mismatch. It may be my mistake. It may be a fraud check where other party is trying to forge my signature. It can be anything. So banker has to be very strict. They'll return my check putting up this message called as mismatch of signature. I tell you a story. When I joined this campus of our university in Fagwada in 2008, You see, what happened is like initially they asked me for signature, specimen signature, and everything. I did it all good. Now, after a couple of months, once 1 month, what happened is like I took a checkbook from my State Bank of India and then I gave it to one of my party for some payment. I don't remember for what reason I gave this check to a party. Usually, I don't deal much in checks. Now, you see, this check came to my account. I was not aware. It got dishonored. Okay. And then this party, the party to whom I have issued this check, they got a message. This message on check return memo mentioned, it was mentioned that signature is different. Okay, signature is different. So when I got this message from my counterparty that check has been returned and the reason is check the signature mismatch, I immediately went to my bank and said, "Arey, how can it be possible? I know what signature I have signed in my account and I'm doing it same, exactly same. Can you show me my signature?" You see, this is the first reaction of mine. I am sure that I have done a genuine signature. How can you return my check? My question was like this. Now, what you know what happened? So finally, when I went to my branch and tried to search for a reason why it got dishonored, they gave me a reason, sir, you don't have a specimen signature. I said, how can you open an account without a specimen signature? Means in the due process of time, over a period of time, what has happened is like maybe due to some transfer or some shift in inventory from one place to another place, they lost my signature card. And due to my signature card loss, they what they did is like instead of calling me for a fresh documentation, they returned my check. And from my third party, I'm coming to know. You see, it is a serious fault on the part of banker. They said sorry to me, and I was not in a mood to escalate this case. But don't you think this is very serious? So being a banker is very tough. Okay, side by side, being a customer, you should know your rights. You should be able to enforce your rights. Okay, next is like what date is mentioned on your check may be a reason for a dishonor. It can be a post-dated check, means a future date. You see, let's say today is 1st of January 2023. I'm getting a check 1st of January 2024 on my counter. I'm not supposed to make a check payment which is of a future date. When I'm trying to punch it again, you see, sometimes we are very casual. I'm punching the data. Without looking into the data, I'm punching the data into system. System will give you a warning. Sir, this is post-dated check. You cannot pass. Similarly, stale. Stale means where expiry is over. Time period is lapsed. Check is expired. You see, in both the cases, one is in future, one is in past. Extreme past. Cross the timeline. So in both the cases, check will be dishonored. Next point is like you may have a check which is mutilated. Let's say I got a check, my salary in the form of a check. I put it into my pocket and went to my home. My wife cleaned my dress in washing machine. I was not aware. So by the time next morning we wake up, the dress is ready. Now I'm asking my wife, where is my check? Wife is saying, which check? I said, it was there in my pocket and you cleaned my dress. Haven't you checked? So she was not aware. Hence, she cleaned it up, everything. And when I'm taking my check out, it is mutilated. It is split into 20, 30 parts, totally screwed up. Can I use a stick? Like, can I use a Fevistick or let's say a tape to bring it back in order? You see, I can. Let's say I'm adding all those 20 pages together, 20 parts together and making a check. Can it be used again? No. Point is, this is called as a mutilated check. Can a mutilated check be paid on counter? No. Only one way you can get a payment for a mutilated check is your bank. Yani, let's say I do have my bank account in SBI and this check is like given by my employer whose account is in ICICI Bank. So my bank SBI will be sending this check through clearing to ICICI Bank, and ICICI Bank is getting a guarantee from SBI that if something goes wrong in future for this mutilated instrument, SBI will be held accountable. You see, when my bank is ready to give a guarantee on my behalf to the other bank, other paying bank, so you see, then only you will be getting this payment. So mutilation guaranteed stamp is must. Next is overwriting. RBI instructed very clearly, no overwriting allowed. So no, let's say I'm writing spelling error is there, date overwriting or signature mismatch, something, anything, whatever is happening is like is a problem, not accepted. Okay, you have to pay for it. Every check, let's say 5 rupee or 3 rupee per piece. So when you do a mistake, you have to pay 3 rupee for every mistake that you do. Exceeds the arrangement means, let's say you are a businessman. Okay, you are a businessman with a limit facility with us. Limit means you have been like a credit card. You have been given a limit of rupee 5 lakh. Okay, this limit is given to you according to your past transactions, according to your stock holding position, what stock are you holding in your warehouse. So on an average you are keeping this much minimum. Okay, so based on your limit, what you have done is like you have issued a check to one of your party. Limit is for 5 lakhs. What you did is like you're going out of station, you withdrawn 50,000 rupee from that account using an ATM. Now balance available is 4.5. You don't remember that you have issued a check rupee 5 lakh to someone. You have used 50,000 from your limit. What is left is 4.5 lakh only. Check is coming in your clearing for 5 lakh. Balance is 4.5. So in this situation, bank, even though you have 4.5 lakh rupee available in your account, they have to return this check putting a message key exceeds the arrangement. The maximum arrangement is only up to 5 lakhs and 50,000 already withdrawn from account and left out is only 4.5. So above 4.5, they are not going to help you. Okay, this is what is called as exceeds arrangement and maybe a reason for dishonor. Let's say the person who issued this check, he has issued it to the genuine party. The party who is coming to branch for collection is also genuine. But before this party has reported to branch the news of the death of this person, death, this is or the borrower need, this is death of the drawer. Point is defect. There is a writing error. So death of the drawer is there. Means the person has died. Once you get this notice that the person is died, so bank will not be able to do any further transaction into it. They will be freezing that account, and any further transactions into this account will be only done through the legal hire. Through the consultation of legal hire and court. Sometimes it is through court interventions who will be doing it. Okay, so need to be little bit watchful whenever you open an account. Bring in nomination so that in the case of a death of an individual, the second person is very clear to bank, and then they'll say simply hand over the documents or the balance of your account to the concerned party. Okay, next is you can have a garnishee order or an attachment order which is responsible for a dishonor. You see, when you don't pay your revenue authorities, let's say you have to pay something on service tax and you have collected it from public but you have not remitted it to government. So in that case, you see revenue authorities will issue attachment order. Garnishee order is like in case where, let's say you have given a check to someone, you don't have money in your account, the other party is always putting up the check time and again informing you you are not in a mood to repay that amount. So hence you see after three rejections the party may go to court. Okay, after giving you reasonable period of time for payment, the party may go to court and court may decide whether to, like you see, order whether to release an order in the name of garnish order in your account or not. So garnish order is an order for a defaulter by court where account is freezed, and thereafter whatever transactions are supposed to be done in this account will be again initiated by court only. So hence garnish order is split into two parts. First is order nishi and second is order absolute. Order nishi is only about the blockage of the account. Order absolute is something how we are going to use the proceeds, account proceeds. Huh? So all stakeholders who have some sort of recovery from this particular party, they will be putting up their request to the arbitrator, and then accordingly settlement will be done. Encoding error is point number 9. Encoding error means MICR, magnetic ink character recognition. So this is not nowadays, it is common because why we have shifted from conventional banking model to a very dynamic model. Okay, in previous era, checks were supposed to go to clearinghouse, and from clearinghouse they were supposed to go to the other party. Now then, every check was supposed to be encoded with MICR ink, magnetic ink character recognition. Okay, so if there is an error in punching the amount which is mentioned on a check, if there, you see, when you do it manually there may be an error. So this is a technical error which is due to human mistake. Okay, this human mistake may lead to a technical error on your check, and hence this check cannot be used for payment purpose. You need to get it correct. Okay, you have to apply a sticker on the place where there is a wrong editing done, wrong printing done. So you have to edit and then put the fresh information for clearance. Now, not drawn on us means I gave you, let's say I gave you a check. This check is for Chennai PNB branch. Okay, Chennai PNB branch only. This is not payable at par check. So if you want an encashment, you have to go to Chennai. You have to go to PNB only. No other bank, PNB bank across India will be making a payment for this. So you see, when I'm sending this check in clearing, let's say the party to whom I have given this check, they reside in Fagwada, and then they are putting up this check in Kapurthala region clearing, but they are not getting a payment. Reason, what Kapurthala PNB will quote is like, they will write, this is check is not drawn on us, hence we are not going to make a payment. You have to send this check as an outstation check for collection to Chennai. Okay, this is how, what is this not drawn on us concept. And then next is like, effects not clear, please present. Again, this is a very polite message which is given when, why, because you see party do have some balance in account, and let's say some of the remaining amount is coming through a shadow balance. Yani I can see that in this account there are some checks for collection. Money will be credited maybe in next couple of hours or maybe overnight. So I would request the other party that today the money is not there in this account, but tomorrow if you present, we will clear it. So I'm giving a polite message instead of funds insufficient. This is a little bit polite in nature. Okay. Last point for check dishonor is stop payment by drawer. You see, drawer, the person who is issuing this check can stop the payment anytime they want. Okay, so they can stop the payment anytime they want. Let's say we entered into a transaction. I'm a seller, you are a buyer. Okay, I'm selling you an online course and you are buying an online course from me. So you have made your payment in the form of a check. And you see, you started attending my class, and after a couple of classes, you felt that these classes are not meant for your objective which you have set in mind. So maybe because of like lack of matching of our common interest, you don't want to continue onto this course, and hence what you're doing is like you are now refusing your payment by simply giving an instruction to your banker, sir. Whenever you're instructing it to your banker, whosoever is your banker, let's say you have your account in ICICI Bank, so you'll call your manager, you'll give a handwritten request to your manager to stop the payment of this check. Check number should be very clearly mentioned in it. And you see, when you stop it, your banker will put an instruction on system. So if still check is already passed, you cannot do much. But if check is yet to pass, you see your banker will block this check. Whenever this check is going to go through clearing to your account, you see, I'll get a return rejection reason as stop payment by drawer. Okay. So sometimes if it is genuine, then there is no problem. Sometimes when it is like another situation, you came to my like you see, this is a resort where marriages is being done. You booked my resort, you paid me 1 lakh rupee, you used my premises, you enjoyed everything, but when I'm putting up my check, you're not making a payment. You're putting up a stop payment saying ki the quality of food was not good. Now you see, this cannot be a debate at this point of time because you have consumed it and no previous complaint was given by you. Now in this case, if you stop this check by giving a stop payment request to your banker, you see, I can take you to court. What I need is like I need return memo, check return memo, where it is mentioned that stop payment by drawer. I'll drag you to court and will ask you for a reason there. Why it is stopped? Because your banker will not give me any specific reason, but you will be asked for a specific reason and you have to prove your claim. Okay, so these are 12 points which I mentioned here, which can act as a reason for a dishonor of a check. There may be many more points. Okay, so what you need to do is like if you come across any point which you don't understand, which is into check dishonor segment, you can post me a message on my this particular below this video. Okay, I'll revert back to your queries if any. So you see, legal actions, yes, Negotiable Instrument Act also like brings in the element of legality into any such default which is done intentionally. So according to Section 138 of the Negotiable Instrument Act, dishonor of a check is a criminal offense and is punishable by imprisonment up to 2 years or with monetary fine. Okay, it can be both. It depends on situation. If it is found that you are doing it intentionally and it is a malified intention on your part, you see, you may get a rigorous punishment where you're given 2 year sentence plus you have to pay monetary fine also. What is the amount of monetary fine? It depends. Okay, it depends on what amount of like loss is there. Compensation will be decided by court. Now here you see, if pay is supposed to get a payment, he is putting up a request and you are not able to fulfill the request of repayment to the pay, then there is a problem. Now, what is happening here is like, let's say I gave a check to you, you presented this check through your bank to my bank returned this check. Now, you got a check return memo. Once you get a check return memo, what is normally expected from you as a seller? You'll give me a call. You'll give me a call and will inquire for the reason why this check has been returned. I'll tell you, sir, it was by mistake. It went back. My signature was correct, but they returned it based on that signature differ. So no problem. You send it back. I'll make sure. I'll talk to my banker. They'll clear it. Okay. If this is the attitude, then there is no problem actually. Okay, there is no problem. But instead of this, the situation is like where you reported to me, "Arey, why check is returned?" And I'm not reverting back to your question, your doubts clearly, and I'm not reverting back to you within a reasonable period of time. Here, reasonable period of time means within 15 days of the receipt of this check return memo. If you don't put up your request and you fail to make a repayment in next 30 days, means next 15 days only, So you see, you can go for such a punishment where it may be taken as a criminal issue, and you see, you may get punishment by a judicial magistrate, which is like, you see, it can be up to 2 years, maybe extended up to 2 years, and the amount of compensation can be twice the amount of the check. Okay, or it can be both. But it has to be, one thing is sure, that once you get a dishonor check return memo, you have to file your request with the right authority in less than 1 month. Okay, if it is more than 1 month, you lose your chance of filing your complaint. Okay, thank you very much. Hope you're clear with this the content that we have covered. Thank you. Do like and share this video to others if you find it